Hey guys, welcome back, Bushcraft family, with another video. Oh, of course, I get a vehicle driving down the road as soon as I start. I was asked not too long ago about making a video about trying to survive being amidst civil unrest or some kind of protest, or where authorities are in protestors are going at it, and you caught in the middle of it, basically. How to survive that. And another one of these lists, seems like it's the going thing, is making everything into lists. But number one, I would say, would be filming, recording, getting that cell phone up, and anytime something happens, you see 90% of the people pop their phones up and record it. Now, if it's true civil unrest where they're, breaking into stores and doing things like that, they're not going to want proof of you doing this. And it just won't be, one person coming over you and knocking your phone out of your hand or whatever recording device you have. It's the mob mentality that will engage in you, and it'll be the whole mob. Because once one person sees somebody attacking another, I want to do that too thing, and it intensifies. So if you're caught in a situation like that and you're too busy to try to get out of that situation, and you find yourself, let me go put this on YouTube or TikTok or something, chances are it won't make it that far. And that would be my suggestion. Don't go start recording people, because there's somebody in that crowd that doesn't want their face to be shown on the news or YouTube or whatever. And another thing is wearing something, and sometimes you don't have much choice in the matter, but depending on what you're wearing, symbols on your t-shirts or your jackets or something like that. If I had, and I'm trying to get through and get out of the area and safely get away, if I had something that was, unfortunately nowadays, if you wear a t-shirt with American flag, some say you're already racist. Some say you're for the country. And it all depends what you're wearing. And if you wear like a Confederate flag or something like that, then that puts a big target on you. And I would suggest flipping that shirt inside out, or if you have a coat on or something, a jacket, flip it around, something to where you're not putting a bullseye on you. And this one is kind of obvious. Engaging in acts of aggression and towards others, trying to fight some off. There's a borderline there, protecting yourself and going a little overboard to where you're making it you stand out by doing something like this, because chances are things may be flipped onto you. You may be just trying to get away, and you start throwing blows, so to speak, and certain people in the crowd think that's nope, and you end up getting the mob on top of you, and that you don't want that. It's hard to survive something that bad, because you've seen it through riots. There's always somebody that tries to protect their property or their storefront, and they just get very violently stomped. I'll put it that way. Trying to keep the words to a minimum here. And this is kind of obvious, but aligning yourself with organizations one way or the other. Right now, the big thing is the Israel and Hamas thing going on over there. There's a lot of people that are for one side that have no idea why they are. It's just the going thing. And if you're on one side or the other, chances are it won't pan out. I'll put it that way, because there's always somebody there that's going to want to stand out in the crowd, and they're going to pick somebody. And if you're, you got the flag waving or the sign or anything going, you're a target. And that's about all I'm going to talk about that, because chances are you won't be in this category, but if you are, you're out there supporting or defending, you pretty much, you're not trying to survive it. You're pretty much, you're in that situation. I'll put it that way. Another one is participate in activities that could, escalate tensions and provoke people to confront you and whatnot. During civil unrest, you must be absolutely not participate in any activities. You want to be the person that is, you don't see them. You don't know they're there or anything. They're just moving on. You don't want to be, jumping up and down and carrying on, because as soon as somebody sees you as a threat or whatever the case may be, you're a target. And yeah, you don't want that. You don't want that at all. And this is another one here. It kind of makes it obvious. Drawing unnecessary attention to yourself by flaunting your wealth and your privilege that you might have out there. Fancy this and fancy that. You just make yourself a big target. You used to be in the streets. Those who stood out were the ones that had Jordans, Air Jordans, tennis shoes. And if the crowd was protesting about one thing, but somebody seen them shoes and, oh, that looks about the size of my feet, that person would become a target. It had nothing to do with the views of what was going on that day. It was somebody wanted those shoes. And it's the same thing. You don't want to be carrying fancy handbags or fancy outfits or iPhones or iPads flashing in the sky. And yeah, you won't have that stuff very long. You don't want, and another thing, you don't want to be in zones to where it's off limits and stuff, unless you're trying to get out and trying to get away from that stuff. But you don't want to be in between the violence and the authorities that's trying to block them and stuff. You want to try to be on the outside and saying, hey, I'm not part of this. I want out of here. A lot of times they'll pull you in and let you go through. Sometimes if it's really bad, they won't look at you as somebody that needs help. They're just there to protect the person standing next to them in that line. So you have to be careful approaching these areas. And one of the things you want to be, you want to be that anonymous person that's in the crowd. You don't want to have, everybody's wearing T-shirts and jeans and whatnot. You don't want to be that person that stands out wearing that nice suit, trying to get through a crowd like that, because you won't make it through the crowd. If you find yourself in that situation. And it's getting to where these things are popping up in small towns now, to where you won't have the thousands and thousands of people. You just maybe have 50 to 100 people. And if you're the only one in that area that is not with those, anything can set that mob of people off, and you don't want to be in that situation. So you want to be that anonymous person. You're not there, and you want to be a ghost in some of those situations. And a lot of times these things, well, we've seen this over and over again, especially in the last 4 years, 5 years, when we had the one guy, I won't mention his name, the cops put their knee in his back or whatever, and I'm not going into the situation if he was guilty, not guilty, anything, but I'm more talking about what happened afterwards. The people going out and protesting over it, and then there are groups in there to incite the main group. And that is where you don't want to be at all. You may think it's good to support things and whatnot, but this day and age, it is a dangerous place to be, because there's always somebody out there that wants to make it more than what it is. So need to be careful if you're in that situation. Sometimes it's, get off work and you're in the midst of it. If you're living in the cities or something, but you don't want to put yourself in that situation at all. And I'll just leave it at that. And with that, I want to wish everybody safe travels and God bless. Until next time.